Hey everybody, how you doing? This is Kayla. I'm the bus driver. Sorry about that. I had some technical difficulties with, I don't know, with my phone or something, and I was trying to get on here to talk a little bit about GrubHub and Uber Eats. Now, um, GrubHub is in most cities and states, and so I know that GrubHub may not be available in all states or all cities. However, I know that Uber Eats is available at least in most places, if not all. And of course, they're always expanding into different territories. But I actually started, I signed up with GrubHub back in, I think, April, late April or May or something. And so I got all of my gear in May, and I was technically a GrubHub driver in May of this year. And it wasn't until about maybe a week ago that I finally opened up all of my GrubHub gear because they sent me a package around that time. But it was actually last week that I opened up my gear, my little package with my hat and my bags, etc. And what took me so long to actually finally open it up and start was because I was very busy, and I am still busy with Instacart. And so after seeing how much people can make and things like that, so I decided to finally block myself on some shifts with GrubHub. Now this is recently, and so today I'm actually scheduled for a particular block of time, and I didn't get any alerts for any type of deliveries or anything. And so I was like, I don't even know if I like GrubHub. I mean, I've seen people and how much they can make with it, but I think it has a lot to do with the territories and where you are, things like that, because GrubHub may be for some people and may not be for others. And I have seen people's vlogs on YouTube, and they're saying how much money that they make with GrubHub and things, because you also get an hourly guarantee and things like that. So, the money is very possible with that company. But what I did was I went ahead and I just made myself unavailable. I just took myself off because I just wasn't feeling it. And I know you have to be stationed in some areas depending on where you are in order to be able to get deliveries. And that's with any delivery company, really, that even like with Uber Eats, GrubHub, DoorDash, Caviar, some of those delivery companies, you have to make sure that you're in an area where there is a high demand for deliveries or for orders. Because, you can't be out in the country somewhere thinking that you're going to get an order when it's really busy in the city or certain parts of areas that are more suburban or metropolitan. And so what I said to myself, I said, I know that I recently signed up with them, and I scheduled myself for many blocks this week only because it was very difficult for me last week to get any, or the week before last, to get any hours with Instacart. I mean, I have some decent hours this week, but not as much as I usually work on a week like this. And so today I'm actually off from Instacart, and usually on Tuesdays I work every single Tuesday. And so I made sure that I had scheduled myself some blocks with GrubHub just to see how it was. And I just kind of feel like it's just more work. I mean, that's just me. I mean, it doesn't mean that it might be like that for you guys, but I just think it's easier for me with Uber Eats because I can log on and log off anytime that I want. And of course, like with any of these app-based gigs, you have to make sure that you're consistent even in when you're on shift. Like for instance, this is considered the lunch hour. It's almost 1 o'clock. Now I was scheduled with GrubHub from 12 to 5 today, and usually around this time they're busy, of course. And I'm in a kind of busy area of where I live, and so some drivers, they actually go places and they sit and wait, and the other drivers, they may stay at home and wait. It all depends on the area that you're in. But I know for me, when I do Uber Eats, I can stay at home and I'll still get a delivery. You see what I'm saying? But I still make sure that I station myself in an area where I know it's going to be busy, or areas that I know it will be feasible for me. And I just think that, at least for me, now this is just my opinion for me, I just think that Uber Eats is better for me because it's more flexible. I can get on and get off whenever I feel like it. And still, like with any of these delivery companies, you still have to put in the work. Like, for instance, if you are in a small town or a not so busy area, I don't know, say like in Texas or Oklahoma or something, and then you see somebody on these YouTube, on YouTube making these blogs in San Francisco or somewhere in New York, of course they're going to make more money because it's a lot more busier. There's a high demand for deliveries in those areas. Or maybe even in Miami. Like I'm in Orlando, but I know in Miami it might be a lot busier, but I'm not down there. So you have to consider the areas that you're in. and things of that nature. So at least for me, I think Uber Eats is more flexible. You might make a little bit more money with GrubHub depending on how busy it is and how busy they keep you. But when I went into some of these Facebook groups, I began to see, okay, it's not just me. Some of them may get like one delivery an hour. And even though I think you still get an hourly guarantee for sitting there waiting and things like that. But I just kind of like feel like, okay, I might get my hourly, but I still want to at least be able to do something. You know what I'm saying? And so I just don't want to sit around and wait to get something. And, and even sometimes with Uber Eats and some of these other companies, it's kind of hit or miss. You know what I'm saying? But I like it. And depending on how many hours you put into it, Uber Eats can be very lucrative. I mean, I'm not saying you're going to be rich from it. You're not. But, you can make some money from it. And the area that I'm in, I mean, I'm in Central Florida. So it's like, I could do pretty decent if I put in enough hours and enough work into it. But I'm working with Instacart full time, at least for now. And then, that takes up most of my time. So the times that I would like to be out, I can't because I'm out, delivering groceries. And so as far as the best times to deliver for Uber Eats, that varies depending on your area. Now, I can say, at least for like most cities and states, if you are like lunchtime and dinner time are usually the best days. I'm sorry, like the best times to deliver for Uber Eats, because those are the times where people, of course, they're going to order their food. Some people are on their lunch break. And I remember like when I was doing Postmates pretty heavy, lunchtime was extremely busy. Dinner time was very busy. And Postmates is still around. And I know that and I was very surprised that there are a lot of places that I like to order from. And I had no idea that they're with Postmates. You know what I'm saying? Like Trader Joe's. Like there's a Trader Joe's here in Central Florida, and there's one in Winter Park that's very popular. And I had no idea that Postmates is actually partnered with them, so people can order their groceries from Postmates. I was surprised about that because that's those are groceries. I mean, you really can't go in there and get like a sub or get like a pizza or whatever. As far as like something that's already prepared, those are groceries, and so. It depends, but I would say lunch and dinner are your best times. There are people who actually drive for Uber Eats all day. There's a guy here in Orlando that I talk to every now and then, and he often posts stuff in some of the Facebook groups, and he shows how much money he makes. He shows screenshots how much money he makes from Uber Eats, and he makes like up to like $700+ a week. And so I make about that with Instacart between like $5,000 and $1,000, but that depends on the hours I work and how many, there's a lot of factors in that. So, the more hours you work, the more money you make. That's pretty much how it is. And so people actually do work full time for Uber Eats. It's very possible. But like I said, it depends on your area. Now, last week, I don't have my screenshot with me. I didn't do a screenshot because it's the phone I'm using is what I'm doing for this. But last week I did a couple of runs here and there for Uber Eats, and I know it's not that much. I made about almost $100 last week in Uber Eats. I think I had like $93, and I think I got a couple of cash tips, but some people tipped on the app. And so I did okay. I mean, I know it's like $100. You're like, okay, that's all. But I didn't drive that much because I was doing Instacart full time. And so the times that I did drive and for Uber Eats was around either lunchtime or dinner time. And so lunchtime, some people are out there between like 10 and 2 or 2:30. Dinner time, some drivers are out there between like maybe 5 and 9 or 10, depending on the area. You have areas that are busy all day long because Uber Eats is open 24/7. They're open all day because there are restaurants that are open 24/7. So whatever restaurants are available, that's where, you're going to be able to make some money from. Now, McDonald's, of course, I don't know why they partner with McDonald's. That makes no sense. But McDonald's is 24/7. And that's some drivers, like, I don't know why, but some drivers are out there, 12, 1 o'clock in the morning delivering, hamburgers. But that's their choice. And so I don't think I've delivered that late with Uber Eats. But I think the latest I was ever out delivering food was probably around 11 o'clock, maybe 10:30. And that's about it. Some people like delivering in downtown areas. I know here in the Orlando area, of course, we have downtown Orlando. It's like it's big. It may not be as big as like LA, but it's quite big. And so those are areas. If you have a downtown district, then of course you're going to be able to make good money down there. I don't like doing downtown. That's just me. My personal opinion. It's just me because I do not like having to try to find a place to park They're very strict down here. It's crazy. Like you try to find somewhere to park, and I don't care if you have like a sticker saying, "Hey, I'll be back. I'm delivering something." You're getting a ticket. So if you're in an area like where you can't find a place to park and you park somewhere where you shouldn't, you're getting a ticket. They don't care about who you're working for. They don't care about if you're a delivery driver. You're getting a ticket unless you find a place to park, like near like a parking meter or something, or a parking space where you could just park real quick and run up. I don't like delivering to high rises. That's just me. I don't like delivering to those places like where I have to go up all those like floors because I don't like heights. And it's so busy downtown. It's just crazy. So I just stay away from that area. And the only time that I do go downtown, if I do, is if I'm driving for Uber itself, as far as like Uber X, then yeah, I'll go downtown because I know I make really good money down there, especially on the weekends, like Friday and Saturday nights, sometimes Sundays. Every once in a while, maybe a Thursday or something, because there are a lot of bars down there, there are clubs and stuff. And of course, people need rides. Sometimes there's special events and people need rides. And so those are the only times that I do that at night. But as far as eats go, you can do eats. Like I said, lunch and dinner times are the best times. But there are some, I'm telling you guys what I've seen. There are some Uber Eats drivers who do eats all day. Like they'll start at 10 o'clock in the morning and then stop maybe at like 9 or 10 o'clock at night, or maybe 8 or 9 at night, and just drive all day. That works best for them. And I was thinking about doing that, especially if I don't have any hours with Instacart. Like for instance, if there are days where I wasn't able to get hours or something, then I'll just supplement that with Uber Eats. That just works for me. I just, like I said, I still have my GrubHub gear, but for some reason I just wasn't feeling it. Like when I got on today and I didn't get anything for a while, I was like, okay. I mean, and I know you have to position yourself and sit somewhere and wait. But I don't want to do all that. Like when I know that there's areas, and even for you guys, if you know that there's areas that you just know are going to be busy, then just be in those areas. Like, and also here, there's like, colleges. Like I know if you're in an area where you can just go to a college, like hang out near that area, go there. Like here, there's like UCF, like the University of Central Florida. Like it stays busy down there. Now, I don't go down there too often. Like I'm there enough, but I don't try to intentionally go down there unless I feel like I need to make some extra money. Because I have friends that love to do Uber Eats down there, and they make their quota for the day and then they come back home. That works good. But, there are areas where I think that you can make the most money. I don't know where you guys live. You guys may live in a city. You may live in the suburbs. You may live in rural areas. I don't know. But just make sure that you position yourself where you know it's going to be busy, especially like in areas that may be upscale, well-to-do, like I said, downtown areas, or areas that, that have lots of restaurants. And some places don't have that many restaurants. So some drivers, they stay at home and wait for an order. Some actually go out to those areas. You know what I'm saying? So it depends on you. And like I said, lunch and dinner times are the best. Or you can just keep your app available and just drive whenever you feel like it. But those are the best times. Usually between like 10:30, and about 2:30 lunchtime. Dinner time between like maybe 5 and 9 or something like that will probably be your best times to be out there doing Uber Eats. And as far as GrubHub, that's something totally different. I mean, I was thinking about getting back on, but something in me is just not feeling it. Like, you have to do what you think is best for you and what makes you comfortable. And I know some people are making a killing on some of these apps, with these delivery companies, and that's cool. But I just kind of feel like if I'm not feeling something, then I'm not going to do it. And even if it works good for some other people, and I'm sure it does, but, I have to kind of keep myself available to other options. And if I feel like it's going to be too much trouble for me, I just won't do it. And so that is just my opinion, y'all, about comparing GrubHub to Uber Eats. But that's just me. And some people, maybe you guys are with GrubHub and you're rocking it. You're making great money. You can just turn on your app, and all of a sudden, you're making like all this money. That's good. And like, I have a friend of mine, or a lady I know, she's in Atlanta, and she does good. Like she can turn her app, within minutes she gets an order, but she's in Atlanta, and so she's in the area where she can just go and she'll just get orders for like hours. And so whenever she's scheduled for that block for like lunch or dinner, that's what she does, and she makes good money always. And she sent me screenshots on Facebook, and she showed me. She's like, yeah, this is what I make. I'm like, man. So I thought about trying that, and so I did that, but it's just not for me. And so like I wanted to do it, and I tried it today. I'm like, nah. I think it'll be more work. And I put on I changed my clothes, but I put on like the red GrubHub shirt, and I'm like, I'm not wearing this hat. And like I figured like I would be able to do pretty good, but I just don't think I want to put all the effort into it. Not that I don't want. I mean, not that Not that I don't want to work for it. I just think that, I can see where you're sitting around for too long and not getting anything. And I know with Uber Eats, sometimes it gets slow with them too, but at least I know when I'm in certain areas, I can make some money. And even like if I'm home, like now I'm at home, and I'm just a little disappointed because I could have been out there doing Uber Eats instead of me waiting on an order from GrubHub. It's still good to get hourly guarantees. I think that's wonderful. If you don't get an order, you still get your hourly guarantee. But my thing is, I'd rather just be out there trying to do something instead of sitting around doing nothing. Like, I know some people think, well, at least you're getting, you're still getting paid to sit around. I mean, yeah, that's true. But I mean, your hourly is your hourly. And so what if you end up making more money out there with Eats, delivering orders instead of sitting around just waiting for your hourly, And so I don't want to sit around waiting for an order and I get like one an hour. That's ridiculous. And I know with Eats, I could probably get 2 or 3 or 4 within an hour, depending on the area. So like I said, y'all, that's my comparison. Once again, I'm going to say this again. The best times to drive and to deliver for Uber Eats, at least for me, and for what I've seen through other Eats drivers, are lunchtime between like 10 and maybe like 2:30. And that's the best time to be available, and be available in a place where it's going to be busy, especially lots of office areas where they're going to probably order lunch. Maybe downtown, metropolitan areas, or maybe just areas where it's just going to be busy. And also dinner time between like 5 and 9 or 5 and 10. I wouldn't get out there at 8 o'clock and thinking that you're going to make a whole bunch of money. You might make a little bit, but not that much. Make sure that you start strong and you finish strong. And if you guys do, like me, a lot of other drivers do this too. Most people do. They have a quota. They say, you know what? I want to make $100 a day. I want to make sure that I hit that. And some Uber Eats drivers, I've seen it. I've seen them on Facebook. They tickle me. They make sure that they're out there delivering until they hit their quota. And there's nothing wrong with that. And I think that's a good thing. That means you may have to be out there or keep your app on until you get something. So even if you have to sit at home and chill until you get an order, then do that. I don't know about sitting in the car because here it's hot. Like, I can't explain to y'all the heat. Like, okay, yesterday, I don't know if you guys seen on the news, and I'm sure that some of you guys are in different states. Yesterday, and I was actually watching this maybe like an hour before I got on here. Yesterday, there's a daycare worker here in Orlando that went and picked up some kids to drop them off at another daycare facility, because I think they had like different branches of that particular daycare facility. And the girl, she went and dropped the kids off, and she went back to the to the daycare, to the office. She was chilling, and then the grandma called, was like, "Where is my grandbaby?" The girl forgot the boy in the car, and he died. This happened yesterday, right here in Orlando. So the daycare worker, she's like, "Oh my God," she didn't know that she left the 3-year-old in the car. In the heat, it's hot here, y'all. Like, it's just like, I don't know what state y'all in, but it is ridiculous. It's like humid. And with the heat and humidity, it makes it feel like it's sticking to your skin. So yeah, so like, can you imagine like a 3-year-old, like a little baby, sitting in the car for like from like, I think it was like 9 until 5 or 9 until 6? That's horrible. And so like, I know some GrubHub drivers and some delivery drivers, they sit in their car for hours, y'all. I'm not finna burn up my gas. I mean, that's just me. And it's enough to me for like wear and tear in your car, just driving around like that. And so that's optional. If you feel led to go somewhere and sit in your car, that's up to you. But I know for me, I'm not. And I'm not going to sit in my car with my windows rolled down and burn up. It's so hot, y'all. I'm telling you. It's like, I can't explain it. And I've noticed each year it gets hotter. So I don't want to veer from the topic. However, that's up to you. You can sit somewhere and chill. If you want to sit at a park, that's optional too. Like, I've done that with Uber before and Eats, like where I've sat at a park where it was nicely shaded, and just hung out for a little bit, waiting on an order and stuff. But if you want to maximize your time and maximize your income, make sure that you're preparing yourself to deliver at times where it's going to be busy, so you won't just be sitting around. You might actually be available during busy hours, but it might be slow. That happens with food delivery. And keep in mind that, with like food delivery, it's not like something that's a necessity. Because food delivery is actually a want. A want and a need is not the same thing. Now with Instacart, I think Instacart and Shipt and there's another one I can't think of the name of. It's a popular one. I think it's HelloFresh or something like that. Some of these grocery delivery companies, to me, that's a need, because everybody's not able to get out and get their groceries, and some people may be disabled. They may have had surgery. There's so many other reasons, because groceries, it's a need. Now, ordering food like pizza and burgers or whatever, that's a want. And that's not something that's major. So that's why there's like a hit or miss with that sometimes, because not everybody wants to order food. That's just the way it is. So anyway, y'all, you guys have my 2 cents about it. That's just how I feel. I hope that helped y'all. Because I've had people to email me like, what's the best time to do this? What's the best time to do that? And so, like I said, GrubHub is not a bad company. I think I see there's people that make money from it. But from like what I've seen, people that either have already had priority hours, like where you've driven for a little bit and now you are able to get more priority orders, stuff like that. And so it could be kind of challenging with that, but it might work for you. There are GrubHub drivers here in Orlando that do very well, but I just think that for me right now, I'm not going to be able to kind of focus on that. I think that I'll still be registered with the company, but as of now, I don't think I'll kind of focus on that. Like I do believe that there are going to be other app-based companies that are going to launch here, that they may also launch in your area. So many different services, and like I said, like laundry, like it's not Washio, I said the last time, but it's another one. I saw it online. It starts with an L. But there are other companies that I want to be able to get registered with if Instacart doesn't get busy or if I can't pick the hours that I want. So I'm not going to keep going on. I hope that helped y'all. Like I said, pick the hours that you think are best for you to do Eats. It's possible to do it full time, but it depends on your area, or it depends on how long you drive. Some Uber Eats people, they do it all day. Some people get up early in the morning and start, because there are people that do order breakfast. And I order breakfast sometimes from Uber Eats. You might want to start at maybe 8 o'clock or 6 o'clock and stop at like 7. I don't know. That's up to you, but you got to keep your app on all day if you want to be able to make some money doing it like that. So anyway, y'all, I hope that helped you. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment below. Don't forget to like, comment, or subscribe. You can also shoot me an email. My website is almost done. I'm still working on some things. I'm adding a lot of different features. Right now it's on pause, but you can still go there at theblesseddriver.com and click on subscribe to my newsletters to keep you updated. I've had people email me so many questions about just different things, like different topics in rideshare, and also with delivery. So I will try to do the best that I can if I'm not busy. Today I have a little bit of downtime, so I'll try to get those questions answered and stuff like that. So God bless y'all. Peace out.